Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News Channel. Talk about a mystical tweet by Vechain, some speculation, obviously, and some of the problems with stuff like this. So, Vechain Foundation, the official, they tweeted one of the biggest logistics company in the world. Stay tuned. So, this obviously hints at a major partnership with one of the biggest logistics companies in the world. Now, the problem with a tweet like this is that this is probably going to be a long-term rollout. And most crypto investors are looking for really fast short term gains. I can see it from the people that constantly complain about VeChain. I can tell pretty much all of them have bought in the last half a year, expecting a pump following the major pump that VeChain had late last year into early this year, where it went from it basically went from like zero point 0.4 cents. I'm not counting the flash crash from March last year because everything went down so much then. But like basically the pump where it went from like less than half a penny to like 26 cents, where you have over a 50x increase. Now it's actually come back down and you only have about a 25x increase since about a year and a half ago. Now, obviously, like a 25x increase is still two or three times bigger than the increase that Bitcoin has had since the same amount of time. Because Bitcoin was around 6,000. Now it's at 60,000. It's about 9x increase, where VeChain had maybe like a 22, 23, 24x increase. So it's significantly outperformed Bitcoin. And if you actually look at the ranking in terms of altcoins, it's actually significantly outperformed the rest of the market. A lot of the altcoins that have just slid in, like Shiba Inu, the stable coins don't really count because they're like stable and you don't make much money out of them. Like Shiba Inu and some of these others, they're basically completely new. They don't really have a reference point. But for the coins that have existed for that long, VeChain's kind of like slightly outperformed the average, because if you take the new coins out and you take the stable coins out, it's probably like in the mid-teens, where it was like around 2021 before. It kind of oscillates like in between mid-teens and like mid-20s if you take the stable coins out. Then if you take the new coins out, because they don't really have a comparable reference and they just get hyped up to infinity like new coins do, VeChain's actually slightly up in rank from where it was maybe like a year and a half ago. Obviously, people are looking at like its peak and saying it's come down from its peak, but almost every coin comes down from its peak, if you actually look at it that way. So the problem is, like, most people in crypto, even though they say they have a long-term plan, their long-term plan is like 3 months, and that's not a long-term plan for investing. So tweets like this tend to get people's hopes up, and then like they get mad at you if the price doesn't move within like 3 years or within like 3 months. The thing is, like, if you actually looked at Sunny Lu's original timeline, he actually did say that, through 2021, maybe even mid 2022, it was going to be a time where regulatory stuff actually hashed out. And then from 2022 and to 2025, that's when the mass adoption will kind of occur. You can see kind of like the building blocks put in place. But until that mass adoption happens, like maybe next year, you're not really going to see too much price increase. Yes, VeChain is up 6-7% this year today, maybe because of this tweet, maybe because some of the other partnerships they've actually had. And if they reveal that it's like FedEx or UPS or something, it will probably pump the price. And especially if Coinbase finally decides to list it like people always think it does, it'll pump it even more. Now, the thing about Coinbase is it's really not that important for VeChain as it is for other cryptos. VeChain's not a crypto that doesn't have any other on-ramps in the United States. They have Binance.us and they have other on-ramps as well. So a Coinbase listing will probably only pump it like 3 or 4%, well, not 3 or 4, like 25 or 30%, which would be a nice pump, but not like the massive shift that we're actually looking for. I mean, right now you're really looking for Bitcoin to get past 65,000. Everything else, all these other coins are basically treading water. DOT's the exception because of their parachain auction right now, and that's why it's up like 20 something percent, like almost 20% today. So the thing is, like, tweeting something like this might get some like immediate excitement, but it's more likely to get other people upset because you're probably not going to have huge price movement within the next month or two. Maybe POA 2.0 will get some people excited. Maybe there's a Coinbase listing, but unless you have those in the works, tweeting something like this is probably going to set people up for disappointment. Not because they're not long-term investors. They don't really see the play like maybe like a few years in the future or a year or two in the future. They kind of want profits like now. And this is why people buy like Shiba Inu, like, and all these Inu coins, because they're looking for a quick flip. And coins like Shiba Inu that really don't have any industrial use case at this point, but get a lot of FOMO because like Elon Musk named his dog Floki or whatever, something like that. Those are the ones that get people excited right now because they don't like they're not really dependent on long term prospects. They're dependent on like really randomly like pump aspects that can be influenced by a celebrity or someone else. So right now, like I don't really know what to think about this tweet unless they announce like FedEx or UPS or something else in the next day or two. Like I wouldn't have tweeted this out if I was like the VChain Foundation. I mean, like there are several companies that this guy mentioned, like UPS, Dust Post, FedEx, CXX Transportation, XPO Logistics, Canadian National Railway, JB Hunt. Like I think the only two that would actually get people excited, at least in the US, are FedEx and UPS. Even though like some of these are probably bigger outside the US than FedEx and UPS. The last one was with DHL. That was a pretty big partnership, but since DHL is not a household name, the thing is like most people don't know about them, and that didn't induce a lot of FOMO. So while I am excited about this tweet and it does give me future prospects, unless it's FedEx or UPS, I can see like people becoming fairly like upset with this tweet, saying that it's bringing up false hopium, even if it does end up being a big company. It's just that like a lot of US people haven't heard a lot of these companies. And the problem is with crypto is most people are in it for short-term gain. So that's what I have to say. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.